it's time to modify the list, and we'll allow two types of modifications, just add and remove. So if they want to add something, we'll have the floating action button do that for us. We've done that before plenty of times. And to remove things, we'll just do it on a long press or a long click on the item. So it would make sense that since our adapter is managing our list of names for us, that we would put the methods to add or delete from them in the adapter. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to go into my adapter here, and wherever I like, I put them down at the bottom, for instance. I could make a couple of public methods, just add item and, or I guess add name would be the appropriate thing, and delete name. If we were getting some name information from elsewhere, we could pass it in. But in this case, adding a name, I'm just going to be adding a random one. So I just do that right within here. So my names dot add, and we'll get a random name. And depending on where I want to add them, say I wanted to do it at the head of the list, I'd add it to position 0 in the array list. Looks good. I'm going to need to let the adapter know that I made a change, though. Whenever I update my model objects, update my list, then the adapter may have to get some new information. So I'm going to call notify dataset change on the adapter. And you remember I did something similar to that with the array adapter. We'd done it from the activity. So we had said it, madapter.notify dataset change. Here I'm doing it from within the adapter class, so I just call it directly like that. Let's do something else. Let's also make a method to remove a name, right? And this guy right here, so remove name. We're gonna have to remove it from a specific position. So let's just say that the position is passed into us, and then we will say my names dot remove, and we'll take the version that's overloaded to take a position. And once again, we're going to need to make sure that we notify our adapter that we change the data set. Okay. All right, so these guys aren't used yet. No, they're not used because we haven't done anything in main activity. So let's go ahead into main activity, and we had a snack bar there. I'm going to blow that away. I don't really care about the snack bar anymore. So this method add name was inside my name adapter. So I have an instance of that right here, madapter. So we'll go ahead and say adapter, go ahead and add a name for me, just any sort of random name. And we'll run it and see how it works. All right, so it fired up here. So let's test out the adding. So we add now, adds Hannah to the top of the list. And it's actually updating all of these guys. So it's giving their position and keeping it updated. And that's kind of nice because within here, within our name adapter, if you want to think about what's happening when we get the views here, is that whether we recycle the view or not, we're doing the customization where we set this text here outside of the if else, right? So regardless of how it happened, we're setting the text with the current position. So works pretty well. All right, so we've done that for add name. We called it. Let's talk a little bit more now about delete. Okay, so deleting is typically done like on a long press. All right, so if I were going to take here, long press, on a name like Alexis here, and I press on it, then it should update and remove Alexis from the list. Got ahead of myself there for a second. I wrote the delete item already, so it's pretty easy. So what I can do now is I can ask my list view, and the way to do this for list views is that they have a set on item click listener and on item long click listener. So I can set those guys, and then once I know which one is clicked, then I can tell the adapter to delete an item. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So jumping in back to main activity. All right, so I have my list view. So list view set on item, and you see them show up here on item long click listener. Go ahead and grab a new on item long click listener, or you could add the activity to be the listener. Either way is okay. I choose to do it anonymously here. So what do we have, right? So one method. So on item long click, so you get a bunch of different parameters here that you could use. You get a parent, which is the view, the list view. You get an individual view, you get a position, and you get its ID. All we really need is position. So what I'm going to do is say, hey adapter, would you please go ahead and remove the name at this position. All right, emulate is fired up here. So we have some here, and I can go ahead and add them. Yeah, no problem. Well, 3 Alexis. Let's get rid of some of these. Right, so I do a long press, and it's removed, and we're down to just 1. If I want to show how 1 is removed from the beginning, no problem. It just sort of instantly, because we're doing a notify on the whole data set change, it just sort of does an instant repopulation of everything. So that's just about what we got for this lesson. So let's just do a quick summary of base adapters as a whole. You might notice we kind of split things up here, so you might wonder what goes into the adapter and what goes into the activity. What I try to do is, as much as possible, is have the adapter actually, it gets the data, right? So which typically are going to be a list of model objects. In this example, they were just strings, but usually they're a little bit more general than that. We're going to have our methods in there to display the data. So clearly things that go in an adapter like getView and everything. And then if I want to mutate the data, do an add, or remove, or an edit, then I'd do that from within the adapter as well. What's left for the activity is pretty much everything else, right? So things that are involve the UI as a whole and not individual items, right? So I might have, if I add things with my my options menu, right, or the floating action button, or if I have some dialogues that pop up, I tend to keep those in the activity. Not a hard and fast rule. Just try to make things easier for myself to do things like that. All right, so we'll see you next time.